Welcome back to another RoadRush video. Today is a special day. I just bought myself a Mazdaspeed 3 and we're going to be installing the first mod on it because I plan to do some road trips. And you know what that means. First mod, road trips, oil catch can. Alright guys, as this is a kit, it comes with literally everything I'm going to need to install it. So it shouldn't be too hard. It's just figuring out how to do it and in what order. I believe this is, mounting bracket. Now the reason why I went with the Mishimoto kit is because it comes with everything you need all in one, and it's going to be high quality. So this is made specifically for the 2010 Mazdaspeed 3, and it's going to be able to mount directly onto here. I'm not sure how yet, but it's made for this car and it will somehow work. I think we have, the piping all custom molded already, somewhat. And then we just got some hose clamps, I believe these are called. Do we not get an air freshener with it? Man, okay. Yeah, there's a Mishimoto unboxing experience.
Did you not clean this from fucking last time you used? Remember you said, don't worry about it, I clean it. Where's my fucking half, bro? Where's my half inch, man?
that was missing before I even used it. No, that was missing. Oh, that's why it was missing. You didn't put it away.
Put stuff back, man.
Yeah, put stuff back.
Okay, start recording.
It's been recording.
Oh. Okay, so first thing we're gonna remove is we're gonna remove this air intake because I believe we're mounting it right there, so this will just help us give us a lot more space.
Man, that's new. You're getting all your greasy ass fingers.
Okay guys, so the first step when you're installing the oil catch can and the speed is if you look right here, so there's this metal something. So there's two screws on the bottom here, so it's going to be a little bit hard to see when you're doing this job from the top. So it's going to sit right down there underneath the air intake. So I used a 10 mil on my ratchet, stuck it in, had no issues, this didn't get in the way, so it just popped right out. So maybe give it a little bit of a shake, but that's the first step done. Just get that out of the way, and now your thing's going to mount right there. Okay, so then you want to grab the mounting bracket, and this is going to be sandwiched in between, this old part that you removed is going to be sandwiched in between the frame and the mounting bracket. So you're going to reuse the old screws, and it's going to be kind of a weird spot, but it's going to kind of look like this somewhat. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to get this pre-mounted just so we know how we're going to orientate it in the engine bay so we can get the cables to be, where we want them to be. So we're just going to put the 3 screws in the top, which are supplied, and we're just going to use a hex key. Okay, so I'm not going to tighten the bolts all the way just so we have a little bit of play just in case. I mean, it's not that hard to access anyways, so we're just going to get this installed. We're going to see if all the parts are going to fit correctly, and then we're going to put it all back together. Why you buy fucking tools, man? Make everything easy.
I'm going to try getting it from the other side.
So guys, remember, we're just doing a test fit right now, make sure nothing's fucked up, because we are not even 100% sure on how we're gonna route these cables, because this is our first time doing it. So we just kind of want a rough idea of what it's gonna look like. So then again, this is gonna go behind it, sit on top of there, so we'll show that all in a second, but we're just gonna make sure everything works and we have no issues getting it installed.
As you guys can see, the car is jacked up. Now, we quickly realized that we're not going to be able to do the oil catch can with the car on the ground. We're going to have to get underneath it. We're going to have to take off the side, or the underskirt, and the loose bolts here are already going to be pretty helpful. But in order to get to the PVC valve, it's underneath the manifold and a whole bunch of other things, and it's just easier if we do it from underneath the car. Okay guys, so I'm on my phone now and I'm going to be showing you where the PVC valve is located on the Mazdaspeed 3. Now this is the oil filter. It's a good reference point. You're going to want to look somewhere just in front of it if you're facing the car to the right of the car. Right in here you're going to see where the PVC valve is. So if I just turn the brightness up, so that braided cable right there, that is your coolant line, and just behind it will be your PVC valve. So if I pull that out of the way, should be able to see somewhere right here is the cable you got to disconnect. Now, I don't think I'll be able to do that on camera because it's going to be very difficult, but you just got to undo the hose clamp and put in your oil catch can cable. Once I'm done that, I'll get back to you guys. All right, guys, so I just installed the PV and what's up? It was not as hard to install it as it was to take it out, but sorry for it getting blurry. It's really hard to show you. You can see there's the new clamp. The line goes down through or just underneath the car. We'll go right here. It goes through here just in front of the fan. I did zip tie it because it was rubbing against here and it didn't look like I was going to hit the fan when it was spinning, but you know, might as well prevent it from doing that now than having to lift the car back up in the future. It's not tied on tight, just enough so it doesn't wobble around too much. Then it leads up to the inlet on the oil catch can right here. You guys can see this is kind of what I meant with the zip ties. So if I can, oh yeah, see, that's the problem. You can't get your hands in here or a tool, but just keep yanking down on this. Oh fuck. Well, good thing I have more than one zip tie. Either way, I'm probably gonna do this off camera, but keep yanking down on this until you're able to loosen it enough. So we just took off the other side of the cable for the intake manifold. The zip tie worked amazing. And as you guys can see, this is a lot easier to show on camera. That is, if it focuses, that is your intake manifold side. So it's going to be a lot easier to route because it's right there versus the PVC, which is behind the intercooler cable that is braided. So it's this rubber cable behind the braided cable. That was the hardest one to do, but intake manifold should only take a few minutes. I'll do that off camera and I'll show you how I route it to the catch can in a second. So we had to make a little pit stop to Home Hardware to get replacement screws for the diverter valve or blow off valve, whatever you want to call it, because when we were taking off the intercooler, one of them snapped in here. Whoever used it, did it last, tightened it way too much. So when we were taking it off, it snapped instantly. And while we were there, we also got some adapters just to make the install of the hose clamp underneath in here a little bit easier, considering how little space you have. So Benny right now is just tightening the last of the hose clamps up.
If you want to do this job without taking off the manifold, you need an extended retractor, because this you can stick all the way through. Otherwise you take off the whole manifold, and I'm not doing that. So
no, well, we took off the manifold and then we realized we could use the tool. So yeah, get yourself one of those from Milwaukee. Money well spent. And yeah, then we're gonna take it for a little spin, make sure nothing nothing breaks. Looks good though. It looks like an OEM plus upgrade. I like it. Okay, so as you can see, no issues. Everything seems okay. Catch can fits nice. All right, that should be it. Let me see if you give it some revs. Nate, give it some revs. Step back a little bit. I don't know if he installed everything correctly, but we'll see in a second. Okay, I think that's it. Okay, so now we're just taking the car for a test drive. We just have the Cobb access port plugged in right now. We want to make sure we installed everything correctly, because we did take off the intercooler. Just making sure we have no boost leaks, we have no leaks whatsoever. So we're just reading a few of the numbers. And the car, well, I'm mostly concerned about the PSI because we did do a few things. I just want to make sure we tighten the hose clamps enough. So what we're looking for, because the car was making about 14 PSI before we had anything installed or anything removed. And looks like we're getting about 14.41. So everything looks like it's okay. All right, everyone, so it has been a few weeks now and we're going to be checking how much oil the oil catch can caught. Now I'm assuming it's probably not caught a lot, but I'm gonna put the camera down for 1 second and we're gonna take a look. Okay guys, so it took me a minute to get it off, but I finally have it off and you can already see just the glistening shine of that oil. And if you can, the camera picks it up, you can see there's like a 5 millimeter layer of oil already at the bottom. Now, this isn't just oil, it's basically all the blow-by, I believe it's called, that would otherwise be recirculated through the engine. And that's essentially what the catch can does, is it stops recirculation and carbon buildup on direct injection cars. So that's going to be a lifesaver, basically stopping all that extra carbon buildup I don't need in this older engine.